we're now live.
Hi everyone, we're just going to give you a few minutes for your peers to join us. I can see our numbers increasing, so let's let all your peers join the room. Okay. I know we have limited time together today, so I will start. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is a session about Royal Holloway, University of London's International Study Centre. My name's Hannah. I'm head of student recruitment here at Royal Holloway ISC. We're joined by a lot of very special guests today, so I'm very excited that you will get a chance to speak specifically to our centre director called Ben. You'll get a chance to speak to academic staff. So we've got a head of social science, art, humanities, business called Katie. We've also got our STEM coordinator, Ali, here. And you can see our current student faces. So very excited for you to hear from people who have been through the study program and can tell you personal experience. I will say we are very open to having your questions. There is a Q&A box and we'll be answering your questions throughout. So please, as soon as you have a question, put it in that Q&A box or we will have time at the end. So today we're going to go through some Royal Holloway selling points, why you might want to choose Royal Holloway, specifically the academic study centre, so the academic modules you'll hear from your academic tutors. We'll talk a bit about careers and employability and your progression to the university and the support you'll get there. And then at the start of the show, you'll get to hear from our current students. So it's just some high-level points of why to choose Royal Holloway. Physically, it's best of both worlds in terms of location. So very close, direct train line to London, but also you've got this beautiful green, safe campus. Again, 40 minutes outside of London, with a very old heritage. So it was founded and opened by Queen Victoria. We're very proud of its history, beautiful physical buildings in terms of architecture, but also very modern facilities for your studies. In terms of numbers, we are very proud of our rankings. So we're very well regarded in the UK. We're a top 30 university. We've also got a very international campus. So we are around 20% international. And you will see that walking across campus, there are students from all different nationalities. So we expect you to feel very well at home and know a lot of people and have that great community. In addition, we'll talk about in a minute, you're very close to London, 40 minutes directly to London. Because you are 40 minutes outside of London, that does impact the cost of living. So again, it's a great location to be. You will be at a lower cost of living than if you were central London. And we have great stats in terms of our research. So academically, we're a great place to study. Just passing over to our Centre Director, Ben, now.
Okay, thank you so much, Hannah. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the call. So my name's Ben Phoeben. I'm the International Study Centre Director. I've been working with international students since I graduated from Warwick in 2005, long time ago now. My background is in teaching, teacher training, and then running teams, supporting international students. I've worked at the University of Surrey, before that Kingston University, London, and for the last 18 months or so, I've been the Centre Director at Royal Holloway, University of London. So in terms of the ISC and the university, the key thing to get across is that there's two sides that are in harmony together that make Royal Holloway a really great choice for you. So as Hannah mentioned, we've got the iconic campus, often voted one of the most beautiful university campuses in the world. And we're really lucky to work and study there every day. You can see the Founders Building there. That's where the International Study Centre is, right at the heart of campus. As soon as you come onto campus, through the front door, as it were, we're there. You're with us at the International Study Centre. So we're there to welcome you and support you as you come to Royal Holloway. But the building is not just beautiful, historical, iconic. It's also a challenge. The building was built to provide access to education, to open doors, to remove obstacles, to unlock talent and potential. The people who created the university believed that education was a powerful tool to change lives and to give opportunity. And Royal Holloway was actually the first place that women could access university in the UK at scale, and the building was actually built on that belief and for women to have the first opportunity to go to university. And lots of the pioneering leaders in their fields went through Royal Holloway. So, for example, Dr. Elizabeth Blackwell, she was the first medical doctor in the UK and the first medical doctor in the USA. Emily Davidson was instrumental in getting the vote for women. George Eliot, a pioneering novelist and one of the first to be that successful as a woman, as a writer in the UK. So the history is two things. One, it's a beautiful inheritance for us, and it gives us the campus, and it gives us a gorgeous place to live and work and study. But two, it's a real challenge, and we need to ask ourselves the question, okay, that's what they did, what should we do? So what does brave pioneering leadership of that sort, opening a women's college in the Victorian period, wasn't easy. That was a difficult, dangerous thing to do, but they did it because it was the right thing to do. And they were pioneers, and the rest of the world followed. And so we need to be that too. We need to provide that leadership and that brave, pioneering, questioning, challenging attitude. And that's what we bring at the ISC. And we're looking for students who want to express their values, make a difference, make things better, through their leadership and through their careers and their research. So if that sounds attractive to you, then we're the place you should come. So it's incredibly safe on campus, perfect size to be part of the community with us, not too big where you get lost, not too small where there's not the rich variety and the dynamism, but perfect size. The campus is often used for blockbuster movies, The Avengers, The Crown, Downton Abbey, all filmed on campus, and all the services that we have. We have a GPs, doctors in the building where you can live in that building and study in that building, and there's a GPs there, all the support services there. We've got the cutting edge new building, the library building you can see on the right, brand new. Careers hubs, shops, cafes, exhibition spaces, sports facilities. So it's all there, self-contained. But if we go to the next slide, we're also on the doorstep of a world city. And hot off the press, London was voted again in 2024 by students the best city to live in. And so you're right there on the doorstep of London, the biggest financial hub in Europe, and a wealth of opportunity. Obviously, you've also got all of the cultural, shopping, sports, Wimbledon, Wembley, Lords, cricket, etc. And you're right there close to Heathrow Airport for city breaks if you fancy going to Paris, Amsterdam, Rome while you're studying with us. You've got the Eurostar from central London or Heathrow Airport just around the corner. So you've really got the history and the safety, the peacefulness, and the beauty of the campus, but also that history is also a challenge to us to be brave and to make a difference. And then you're right next to a big world city full of opportunity, things to explore, and a great place to live and be. Okay, if we go to the next slide. So this is the International Study Centre. Essentially, our mission is to be the best in the business when it comes to supporting students. We're a newish team. There's lots of people who've joined the centre because we've grown enormously recently. We had around 150 students if you go back a couple of years, and then the last couple of years we've been much closer to 400 students. So the ISC is going through a real growth phase, and we're confident that we'll be growing again come into this next academic year. We're seeing huge demand for international students coming to the ISC, and so as we grow, the team grows too, and that's great because we've got some really ambitious, confident people new in their roles, doing excellent work this year, improving things for students. And you're almost, if you're coming in September, you're almost joining us at the perfect time where the team's been together at this new size with these new roles for a year or so. And we've got 12 years of history where we've learned to work with international students at Royal Holloway. Many of the staff, for example, me, I've been working with international students back since 2005. So there's lots of experience, but there's also that freshness of us being quite a new team, and we're going into our second year all together as a group. So we're on our flying lap, as it were. And we're really hungry to improve. And our ambition as a team is to be the best in the country when it comes to supporting international students. And we provide 3 levels of course. We have a foundation year, which is a level 3 course just before undergraduate. And then you go into your first year of undergraduate studies, and we have pathways in social science, arts and humanities, management and economics, and sciences, 2 pathways of science, 1 engineering and physical sciences and 1 life sciences. And then we have an international year 1, which is where you start at the same time as your peers on their main program and all the domestic students, and then you go into year 2 of your degree after your international year 1 at the International Study Centre, and then a pre-master's program which you do before your master's degree. And in international year 1 we have 4 pathways. You can see on the screen there, and in the pre-master's program also 4 pathways. So each pathway that you can see listed in under subject pathways has a range of degree options. So for example, social sciences, arts and humanities has 118 different degree options coming out of that pathway. So if one pathway has 118 degree options, and you can see there on the screen, there are 11 pathways, you can imagine there's a huge wealth of options for you to choose from in terms of degree choices. And you'll hear a little bit more about the programs and the different options and choices in a moment when we split out later on and talking about the programs just coming up on the slides to follow. So some of the key things to emphasize before we move into the subject areas are that we are here to support international students. We're experts in what we do. We're a growing centre with a great team, and we're really determined to keep getting better and better at providing support. And the students this year have told us that they feel we've made excellent improvements and we've got big gains in student satisfaction. So we know what we're doing works. And some of the key things to pull out are small group classes, excellent support with your English development skills. And when we say English, we mean academic skills, including essay writing, seminars, presentations, lectures, note-taking, summarizing, paraphrasing, writing reference lists and bibliographies. So the whole piece around all the academic skills you need to succeed next year. Often I bump into students from the ISC on campus who are on their main programs, and they say to me, oh, I'm well ahead of the other students on my course because I went to the ISC, and the preparation in terms of academic skills has been excellent. And now I'm so confident when it comes to writing essays or contributing in seminars because I've had that preparation that other students haven't had who didn't go through the ISC. And it's worth noting on that point that the ISC students who are on their main programs in many, many areas are doing better than non-ISC students who went direct onto the programs. So we know the preparation works. The boosters that we have are extra classes in all modules every week. If you have a week where you find a concept difficult, there'll be a booster, an extra class in a small group with the academic supporting you to make sure you've got the material for that week clearly understood, and you can build on that in the subsequent week. And the progress coaches, many of the progress coaches we work with are international students who've graduated. For example, Dr. Ben Musa did his PhD at Northampton, or Yibin Gao did his master's at Sheffield in robotics, and now they work at the ISC every day in the centre, supporting you on your course, meeting with you, making revision plans, study plans, workshops on organisational skills, drop-ins, whatever the support you need. You can easily get access to one-to-one support every day, either through your personal tutors with your academics or through our progress coaches who are successful international students who know what it takes to succeed. And then the final thing on this slide to emphasise is that students who progress from the ISC are entitled to a 10% progression scholarship and can also apply for Future Leaders scholarships for their first year of their main programme, and there'll be more details on that to follow. Okay, thanks, Leah. Okay, can I hand over to Dr. Katie Cattell now?
Hello, everyone. So I'm Dr. Katie Cattell. I am Head of Business, Arts and Social Sciences here at the ISC. Do keep the questions coming in the Q&A. I actually studied at Royal Holloway, so I am one very satisfied customer with Royal Holloway. I did all 3 of my degrees at Royal Holloway and somehow haven't managed to quite leave yet. The ISC has kept me here for a very long time. Royal Holloway is a truly, truly special place, and I can only emphasise that to you from a distance. So first of all, to talk about business and management, you can progress to the School of Business and Management from all 3 levels: the International Foundation Year in Management and Economics, International Year 1 in Business and Management, and the Pre-Masters in Business and Management. All 3 of these programs offer something quite special. So the International Foundation Year in Management and Economics offers things like a module in digital technologies. The International Year 1 in Business and Management offers, again, a module in Foundations of Digital Enterprise. And the Pre-Masters in Business and Management offers a module in Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Leadership. So we're really thinking about modern technologies and how they affect you and your future. Going on to your main programme, going into the School of Business and Management, this opens up a wealth of opportunity for you, and you'll be thinking about your career right from the very start. Not only will you be taught by internationally renowned academics, opportunities for your career will put you at the forefront of different sectors at a range of global brands, including Nike, eBay, and Vodafone. And all undergraduate degrees are available with a year in business. There's also a really wide range of different modules to choose from, with more than 40 optional modules, and degrees are accredited by the AACSB. Undergraduate degrees are ranked above sector average for overall student satisfaction. And alongside that, 82% of the research is considered to be world leading or internationally excellent. But this is career-focused study. You'll be thinking about your career right from the very start, and you can gain work experience and work in world-leading companies with placement opportunities, including BMW, Samsung, and the Walt Disney Company. So once again, progression to economics comes from all three levels, from the International Foundation Year in Management and Economics, the International Year 1 in Economics, and the Pre-Masters Programme in Economics. Again, modules are really exciting and cutting edge and make you think about how economics affects day-to-day life. And there'll be real life examples for you to work on. This will be reflected again in your main programme, and you'll be thinking about the way that economics applies to real life in a department that's ranked 5th in the UK for student experience. Again, your career is at the forefront of how the department conceptualises your work. And there are employability lectures, CV writing workshops, and the Economics at Work employability programme, as well as selected courses being accredited by CIMA, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. You'll learn from experts with interests in a wide array of fields, and you'll become equipped with knowledge, skills, and experiences essential to have excellent career prospects. You can see that graduates have been employed by a wide range of companies such as Citigroup, Barclays, and Bloomberg, and Deloitte. The Social Sciences, Arts and Humanities International Foundation Year is probably our most flexible programme, and there are progression options to over 100 different degrees across 12 different university departments. The programme itself offers electives in subjects like film, music, and politics, which reflects the degree options in subjects such as music, law, philosophy, languages, media arts, drama, and politics. And the graduate outcomes from these programmes are excellent, with example careers including business, management, creative arts, civil service, law, and marketing. Here are some of the most highly ranked departments in the university: second in the UK for music, top 20 for criminology, top 15 for media arts, and the top 10 for classics and ancient history. You can use the QR code to see our full list of degree options here, because there are so many, it's hard to list them all. I'm going to hand over to Ali now to talk about STEM options.
Thank you, Dr. Cattell. So my name is Dr. Ali Behchu. I hold a PhD from Imperial College London. During my PhD, I made fluorescent cells that fluoresce green when they're using glutamine and glucose. I'm also the STEM coordinator here. As my learned colleague very eloquently spoke, we have our International Year 1, we have our Foundation Year, and we also have our PMP. Mathematics and Physics is one of our International Year 1 modules. We have, as our Foundation Year modules, we have modules like Applied Maths, we have Core Maths 1, we have Core Maths 2. The main aim for these is to equip students with all of the knowledge and techniques and formulas they need when they progress into their maths or physics degrees. We have had mathematicians and we have had graduates going on to the BBC, we've had Home Office, and we've even had a few students go on to the McLaren F1 team, which is frankly remarkable. The progression degrees you can go for, you're going to go for a bachelor's degree in maths. You can also branch out into maths with languages. You can go into physics. You can look at theoretical physics. So using the foundation year and especially the maths and physics department and the maths and physics pathway opens many, many doors for you, not just in maths and physics. So you're not limited to going down that route. Our computer science is our international year 1 module. Here you're going to have modules such as object-oriented programming 1 and object-oriented programming 2. You're also going to learn how to do programming in our programming laboratory sessions, in our software design, and in our internet services modules. Here, our students will be using the state-of-the-art laboratories and technologies that Royal Holloway has to offer. So when our students move from their international year 1 and progress into degrees, they will not be at a disadvantage. In fact, they'll be at an advantage over all of the other students because they already know the techniques and the machines that the other undergraduates will be using. For computer science, we have a 92% graduate employment as well, and this is for around 15 months. We also have the dedicated computer society at Royal Holloway University, and this helps to bring all of the students which have like-minded studies and experiences and interests together. I would highly suggest the students join these societies because it's a very, very good way to increase your networking, increase your confidence, increase the friends you have, and to help with the English speaking as well. So it's a very, very good way to branch out and network. Moving on to the life sciences, we have biology, which I'm the leader of. I also will be running environmental science. We have chemistry as well. As you can see from the images here, these are some of the practicals some of our students have done in our high-tech laboratories. You can see the heart dissection, which may not be for some, it's a little bit squeamish on the right-hand side, and they're also looking at a spectrophotometer on the left-hand side. All of our students will be doing 5 to 6 practicals. These techniques that we teach them are the exact techniques they will be using in their undergraduate degree, be it in biochemistry, biomedical science, ecology, genetics, or zoology. So again, they'll be at a higher knowledge and technical standpoint when compared to the UK undergraduates coming. Here, we have many, many different pathways for them to go through, and based on which electives they pick, it will allow them to gain further insight into the degrees and progression degrees they may go on to. Moving on to our electronic engineering, here we have such modules such as programming in C++, maths for engineers. We also have electronic circuits and components and communications engineering. Here, as you can see from the image, one of the machines they may be using in the lab, this will give them a very, very sound understanding of everything in terms of electronic engineering that they would need for their PMP degrees. As I said before, what we have here is an approach for our assessments in that there will be skill-based assessments, there'll be exams, there'll be multiple choices. So it's something that will get our students ready for the progression they go into Royal Holloway. So they will have much more information and they have all the techniques they need to succeed at a very high level.
Back to me, let's have the next slide. My colleagues have touched on how important in the academic department employability is in developing the course materials. So I'll just explain the proximity to London is also equally important. So you have physical access to those big international businesses, those important people in industry. You are very physically close to be able to actually meet them or go do placement or work experience in that environment. So proximity is a benefit in this respect. In addition, many of the degrees have options of year in business, but also year in industry. So that's integrated within the degree of getting you that real world experience during your studies, during your degree. In addition, the university has additional career support. So they'll help you with your CV, with preparing for interviews, with developing skills. So that's outside of the academic environment, outside of the classroom, but within the university facilities. And finally, very important, gaining those skills through other opportunities like volunteering that's also integrated into Royal Holloway's community. Right to work. So students often do want to gain skills during their studies. And one option of this is part-time work. Very important to focus on your visa and how many hours you are allowed to work on your visa. If it's below a degree level, you're allowed to work 10 hours a week. And so you can see your work experience as a chance of getting those, again, employability skills to bolster your future kind of career plans. Okay, next slide. And we're going back to Katie. Oh no, it's back to me. Okay, Prepare for Success. So this is a free course. So it's available to all ISC students. You do have to have secured your place on your ISC course though. So you have to have paid your deposit and your first tuition fee payment by the 9th of August. There is a deadline, and then we will enroll you in this free course. And it is an option to get you comfortable with the English language teaching environment and gain academic study skills even in advance of physically traveling to the UK. So it's a head start on your learning in this English speaking environment in this British kind of cultural academic setting. So we really do encourage you, you're going to study with us anyway, might as well confirm your place early and take advantage of this free course.
At the ISC, we absolutely want our students to be the very best versions of themselves. Not only do we want them to focus on their future career aspirations, but we also want them to be happy and successful while they're with us. And to that end, we provide not only personal tutorial sessions, but also booster sessions, as our Centre Director, Ben, mentioned earlier. In personal tutor sessions, students have one-to-one time with their own personal tutor where they can talk about anything, whether that be academics or money issues or how they're feeling, and they can be signposted onto the right services so that they can get the right advice and support. Booster sessions are all about academic support. These are sessions that help students gain the necessary practice and skills to help them be successful in their academic modules. They're enrolled by their tutors and they get help and support for assessments and other aspects of their academic modules. It's a great way for students to increase academic knowledge and practice what they've learned. There are great student facilities and support across campus. Not only do we have supportive staff in the ISC, but we have dedicated welfare officers. The campus more widely has great facilities. For example, there are over 100 societies to fit your individual needs and interests. One of the advantages of being outside London is that there are outdoor green spaces and we have fitness facilities on campus. At the ISC specifically, we have a full welcome week itinerary when you first arrive on campus, which is all about getting you oriented on campus and getting you used to the UK higher education environment. There is also an international money and advice team on campus. And thinking once again about employability, there are volunteering and job opportunities on campus. Thinking about your CV, you can become a student ambassador or a course rep, which looks great for your future CV. So going back to scholarships, the Royal Holloway International Study Centre Progression Scholarship. When you successfully complete your pathway and progress to your degree, you'll receive a 10% discount on your first year tuition fees. Not only that, but you'll also have the opportunity to apply to further scholarships. And this includes the International Future Leadership Scholarship worth £6,000 and the Principal's Master's Scholarship, where relevant, worth £4,000. We'll also support you throughout your pathway, as Ben mentioned. Of course, your tutors will be on hand to support you with your academic studies, and so too will the progress coaches. They'll be on hand to guide you and support you with your progression to university, whether this be with study skills or with engagement issues. And you'll meet link tutors. Link tutors are academics in the department that you hope to progress to, and they'll be able to tell you about the degree that you're going to go on to and what it's like. They'll introduce you to your degree studies, and you'll get a sense of what the next year will be like, what the future will be like, what the future will hold.
Okay, so now we have an opportunity to speak to some of our current students. We'll just start with the first one on my list. So Pang, do you want to tell us a little bit about your experience studying with us at Royal Holloway?
Sorry?
Sure, what would you like to share with the prospective students here about your experience?
Oh, so I would like to share about the experience that like studying at the International Foundation year. And I would say that all the teachers are really supportive, and they care a lot about their students, their progression, and their performance. And actually, I really like about the fact that there are some booster classes to help with students who are in need, and also the personal tutorial sessions are also like great for like if we have any questions, we can ask in that session. And I would say that there are a lot of green spaces in this campus. Like I mean, there are a lot of trees, grasses. So it feels like I'm studying just next to the nature, and the environment here is really great for studying. Thank you.
Wonderful. Eamon?
Hi, so I'm Eamon, studying maths, physics, foundation year to be an engineer. I would like to say that I'm pleasantly surprised since I came to Royal Holloway. Everyone was nice. As we know, it can be a bit difficult experience for an international student studying in a big city such as London. But the ISC would try their best to make it as easy as possible. For me, I was really late. I came like 2 weeks late to the class. The ISC will try to put you in the program to give you booster classes. So yeah, for me, I was really afraid before I came to the UK, but now speaking after almost a year in Royal Holloway, I'm happy to say that my experience has been great so far. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Benny?
Hello, greetings. I hope you all are doing well. My name is Benny. I'm from India. And I'm pursuing pre-master's program, and I'll be continuing for international management. My experience here has been very pleasant at studying with individuals who have like most of the knowledge in their field. Actually gave me confidence to accomplish my objectives because teachers here are amazing. They have great knowledge about what they are teaching, and they're enthusiastic and they're approachable. So in case I had any problem, I could like directly go to my tutor and ask them about any kind of support. And the courses which are available on platforms, online platforms which we use, such as Moodle, they're well designed, up to date, easy to understand, and students can access it anywhere from their home as well as on campus. In addition to that, when we are studying, they give us new things like cases. I come from a background where theoretical knowledge, they give more emphasis on theoretical knowledge. But coming here, it has put me in a new environment where I have to learn on case studies. I have to work in groups, and it actually helps me like gaining confidence and having a good communication skills. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And Shoka?
Hello, my name is Shoka Mariyama from Japan, and first of all, I would like to appreciate for all of study group officer who gave me this precious opportunity. I'm so happy to have this place to express my wonderful experience in ISC and Royal Holloway. Well, I'm studying here for over half a year, and then I'm currently studying International Foundation year Social Science, Arts, and Humanities. So ISC is so like supportive for every student, but like on the other hand, they encourage for students to like have independence of their like thinking, their behavior, and they're so helpful for you to get self-confidence. Also, due to there are so many students from across the world, they treat us for like equally, like not like they judge us by like a nationality or where you're from, but like they see you as like one person, students. So like for me, I'm from Japan, so the society was a bit homogeneous, but like it was so helpful, and like I could be relieved and feel secured. Also, there's so many society or like help team in ISC and Royal Holloway, so I could feel like inclusivity of the part of university. And even though, as you can hear, my English is still improving, but they support in like not only the like in well-being, but also in academic progress. They offer you booster class, or whenever you face difficulties, they help us a lot. Like once I had a problem in my English and in my accommodation, they called me like soon, and they support me like both for like physically and in like for mental well-being. So I guarantee you would have great opportunity here.
Great, thank you. I think now we'll go on to our questions from our audience to see if you guys have any questions for us about modules you'll study, about accommodation, about Royal Holloway as a university. We'd really like to hear from you. So please feel free to put it in the Q&A, or you're welcome to raise your hand. But do we have any questions from the audience? Well, while we're waiting, I guess I could ask some more questions from our current students. Eamon, do you have a favorite module you've studied or something you've really enjoyed academically at the study center?
Yeah, honestly, I like CRS because like we learned how to do a survey, we like how to present a project, how to convince someone to believe in our project. So yeah, that was a completely new subject for us. I mean, I'm coming from North Africa, so we don't study that type of stuff. Otherwise, yeah, I feel really comfortable with maths, programming, but CRS is a new subject for me. It's a new type, and I'm really happy to learn new stuff.
Wonderful, wonderful. Pang, like, do you think you've changed since being here? Like, has your family mentioned any changes in you?
Well, yeah, actually, because back in my country, my English was really bad. And then here, like after living for around 6 months, my parents say that my English speaking skill actually improved a lot. And also back in my country, I was really afraid to come to the UK alone. And then I was really terrified about living here alone, just in renting rooms, cooking, and managing everything in my life. So now everything is actually pretty great, to be honest.
Okay, wonderful. And we do have a couple questions in the chat, mainly about accommodation. See, assuming you've applied, you're an International Study Centre student, so you're applying for one of our foundations or IYOs, you'll be working with our central student support team on accommodation, and they typically do respond very quickly with allocations, I think within 48 hours. So that information should be sent to you through your agent. Do ask us though if you haven't got allocation in terms of your contract, for example, and we can chase that up for you and make sure you get your contract. Any more questions? Ben, anything you'd like to ask the current students?
Sorry, just wanted to just quickly say, we'll also send the email for CSS just in case you need to contact the CSS team directly regarding accommodations as well. So we'll put that in the chat shortly.
Thank you. Yeah. So you have a specific team that is in charge of making sure you're ready to arrive, and that includes accommodation. So there's an email address that they, again, will respond within 48 hours to you.
Yeah. So I'll address the question about clubs and societies, which is an excellent question. Yeah, there's a students' union on campus, which is an organisation organised by students for students. And during the first part of the year, academic year in September and October, there are fairs where all of the different clubs and societies on campus sort of advertise themselves and make sure everyone's aware of what's available. And there are two parts to the answer. So one, there is a huge range of clubs and societies, whatever you're interested in. If it's nature, photography, investing, history, chess, football, basketball, whatever it is, there's very likely to be a club and society that's relevant to your passions. But the second part is that there's a real ethos and spirit of if you can't find it, then make it. And there'll be lots of support available to you. If you've got a passion that's not currently reflected, there's a gap. If you could help us to fill that, then we can support you to create a club or a society around that interest or passion, and help you connect to other students who've got that same interest and add something to the mix. The value and importance of clubs and societies is absolutely massive. There's really good research and data and evidence which shows that students who are more connected, more part of a network, more part of a community do better. And even some data which shows that the degree of embeddedness or connectedness for a student is a better predictor of their success at the end of their degree than their prior attainment, their previous grades. So we know that how much you feel part of a community is really important. And actually, our student satisfaction with the community is the area of our student satisfaction which has improved the most from last year to this year. And so we've got great momentum in terms of all the projects and initiatives we're doing with clubs and societies and community making and belonging on campus. And it's a real strength of Royal Holloway long term. When I talk to people who've graduated from Royal Holloway, one of the first things they say is community, a place which cares about you and supports you. So it's a really good topic to raise. And we're really enthusiastic about our clubs and societies provision. In terms of, I hope that answers your question on clubs and societies. In terms of progression, so this year we're in the period where we're likely to find out what's going on with student outcomes this year. We're seeing major improvements in student performance this year relative to last, so there's good positive momentum, which is great. The thing about progression rates that you as a new student you want to know is how likely am I, if I invest the time and energy in an international year one, for example, how likely am I to make it through, or on a pre-masters program? So in terms of guarantees or statistics which give you confidence, the most important thing to emphasize is that if you engage with the program, you will succeed. Last year, every single student who had excellent attendance passed their program. So there are no instances of a student with excellent attendance who didn't pass. So the important point to make to you is that if you engage, you're guaranteed to succeed. We'll do the rest. That tells us that our programs work. If those students who attend and engage succeed, that tells us our programs really work, and that gives us confidence that we're doing the right thing. My advice to everyone on the call is that education is really about you get out what you put in. And if you think about learning to swim, for example, that helps you think through what it's all about. For example, if I was your swimming coach and you were all in my swimming class, you watching me swim wouldn't help you learn to swim, would it? If you watch me learn to swim, if you watch me swim for an hour, excuse me, at the end of that hour, you wouldn't be able to swim. And if you came every week and watched me swim for an hour, at the end of that month or term, you wouldn't be able to swim. So the important thing is that you get in the water. and dive in and put the energy in, and then you'll get rewarded with the skills and competencies and confidences and capabilities back at the end of the program. So the important point on progression is that for those students who do engage, you're effectively guaranteed to succeed.
Great, thank you. I think we do have a hand up in the audience. Jin, do you still have a question? Maybe it was answered already. While we're waiting for more questions, maybe ask Shoka, do you have a favorite place on campus, or can you tell us a bit more about the campus environment and the location?
Well, it's hard to pick because I love all of my campus, but like especially I would say, well, I love the library, both in Founders and in Davidson Building. There's so many places that you can focus on study. Also, there's so many resources, books, and actually, I love playing the piano. So there's so many music seats in the building. So yeah, actually, I'm almost resident in library nowadays. And I also love the forest in campus. It's so beautiful. There's so many like birds, flowers. Yeah, it's so like and the air is so fresh. And like when you get tired for your studying, like the forest will like awake your brain and help you to focus more. Yes.
Great, thank you. And Benny, I'll ask you a question as well. Do you have a lot of international peers, or do you have a very international community? Can you tell us about your fellow students?
Yes, so in my batch, I have 3 students from Taiwan. One is from Latin America, and mostly like 15 students from India. So what I feel like when I work with them, I get to know different perspectives from these students, such as like in students coming from Taiwan, they have different approach towards the study, which we are reading. I have different perspectives. So when we work together, we come up with a unique and a great outcome. It helps us to achieve our goal. It's really great to work with international peers, and it also gives you like a better understanding how you should like mutually approach a person, and how you can like it's just make you happy, you know, to be around people who come from different minds and to understand what they think about it. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, up on the screen is our next portion of our virtual open day. So we are doing live tours of campus today over on Instagram. So in 10 minutes, if you join us on Instagram, we'll be physically on the Royal Holloway campus showing you the spaces, so like the Founders Building, which is including in the ISC site where your support staff will be based, the library, what accommodation looks like. So we're really excited to show you all this live. We do still have 10 minutes, so is there any last questions from the audience? Or maybe our current students, maybe Pang, maybe do you have any advice for students about to join? Is there anything you wish you knew in advance?
Yeah, I wish I could have had some kind of skills such as working as a group. Because, for example, at a CRS class, we have to work as a group, and then we have to constantly engage with our group members and communicate with them so that we can create our project. So that's the only thing that I wish I could have learned beforehand before I joined the ISC here. Thank you.
Great. Okay, good to know you were prepared in all other areas. Benny, what about you?
I would say like before coming here, you should like make better arrangements of your funding, because when I'm here and I have a bank account back in India, but I'm facing some problems because I cannot transfer funds from a background because it works domestically. So I would say like clear all that stuff before coming here. As well, I would say if you don't know how to cook, you should learn some skills to cook because it will help you. And that's it, I would say. Just go easy on yourself. It'll be fun here.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, students, we will have a pre-arrival session where we'll talk about your visas, about opening bank accounts, about your accommodation. So there is going to be a session which you'll get an invite to very soon, and we'll talk more about actual preparing you for study. So a lot more information to come. I think, Shoka, any advice from you?
No, to be honest, I will say like there's nothing to worry about, like studying and living in Royal Holloway, because before I came here, I was so like worrying and like so like I was so excited, but like on the other hand, I was so like worrying and confused for like studying like far away from my parents' home. But I guarantee if you choose Royal Holloway for your studying, you will have wonderful friends around you, because I could have so many friends who always help me, or like in academic way or for like living. Also, teachers and professors, they also support us so much. Like every time, like even if you faced or like confused for, yeah, our class is kind of like difficult and hard, high level, so you might get so confused, but like professors and tutors, they always support us like students. So yeah, only thing I can say is like no worry about studying here.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, I don't think we have any other questions. Eamon, any last thoughts, any last advice to students?
Yeah, for me, I would like to say make sure to create a bank account, because in North Africa, online transactions are not allowed. And when I came to the UK, in here, they don't deal a lot with cash. Like in campus, they just deal with Visa card, PayPal, etc. But like in North African country, we don't have that kind of stuff. So in my situation, I came with cash, which in many places in the UK, they don't accept. So just make sure to, whenever you arrive to the UK, just make sure to create a bank account as fast as possible. Also, another thing, in North African country, they have a certain amount that you can transfer each month, a maximum amount. So just see the cost of living and how much is your country allows to transfer each month, so you can make sure. Otherwise, you have to find someone in another country which needs to send the money, so you can cover the living cost.
Okay, great advice. Yeah, so the International Study Centre will support you opening your bank account during the first week. There'll be a lot of advice there. But yeah, great advice on speaking to your home country bank and learning how that works before you travel, just so you know what to expect in terms of, accessing funds. We would suggest, bringing a small amount of cash and then expecting to either like withdraw as you need, but not carrying lots, because as you said, like the new world today, we're very card based. It's not really a cash based society here in the UK. Okay, hopefully we have answered every student question. We don't have any more coming in, but we'd really like you to go over to Instagram now. So in just over 5 minutes, we're going to be live. So we're very excited to physically show you the campus. If you can't access Instagram, we are recording the session, so we're happy to share afterwards. Ben, any last words?
Yes, I will, but there's one hand up, so I'll just give that attendee the opportunity to speak.
Please feel free to use the Q&A section as the Gangslalia. If you don't have the, if you are unable to use your mic to speak as well. If you have a question.
Oh, the hand's gone down.
Okay. Sorry, just to highlight just before we go as well. I know the students have also talked about the importance of setting up bank accounts and so on. I don't know, Ben, if you want to just mention the importance of arriving early so that students can take part in all the enrollment and orientation events that basically helps to support students in making sure that everything's all set up as well.
Yeah, good point, Zara. So as Katie said, we have an induction week, and there's a period of time where we've got specific sessions on money advice, on the community, on the clubs and societies, on your academic programs, on the sports facilities, on student support. All of that induction and orientation period is really valuable. And there's really good data now, which tells us that for our students, those students who are able to arrive on time and benefit from that induction tend to complete their program and progress in higher ratios. So it's really important that you do everything you possibly can to arrive on time for induction, because that gives you a launch pad and a strong foundation to build the rest of the year on. And then the other key message that I want to emphasize around accommodation is that living on campus is strongly associated with a better student experience and better student outcomes. There's really good data now for this year's students that those students who are living on campus have higher satisfaction and so therefore had a better student experience and have stronger scores and grades. And the further students live from campus, the bigger the problem. So if you don't live on campus, fine, but live near the campus. So students living on or near campus are engaging more, having a better experience and doing better. And students living a long way from campus, and especially students living more than a 1 hour commute from campus, there's a really big effect where those students are struggling. And we've had lots of examples this year where students were struggling. We worked with them closely, lots of one-to-one support. We discovered that the issue was connected to their accommodation. They moved onto campus, and then suddenly everything's much easier. Their engagement and attendance improves, and then later the scores improve enormously. So rather than have that difficult experience, just coming to live directly on campus at the beginning or near campus is really important advice. So arrive on time, live on campus. Those are two things. But my primary advice is what I said earlier about throwing yourself in. UK higher education is all about an independent mind. We are really proud of our ferocious intellectual independence. And that's what we want to develop in our students. We want to develop students who can think for themselves. And that means that you've got to come to class, engage, take risks, put your hand up, ask a question, contribute, work in your groups, do your best. And there will be failure. Failure is a necessary part of the learning process. There'll be times when you get things wrong, make mistakes, it doesn't turn out like you expected. That's normal and necessary. And it's important to go through that experience to come out stronger on the other side. And so do come and do attend and engage and take risks and be part of things, meet people, make friends, dive in, ask questions, give your answer, express yourself. And in that process, your energies will be and your investment will be repaid in the form of you'll be much more confident, much more skilled and able to go on and do well in your degree. But then we hope that's not the end of the story. We hope that you go on and make change in the world, that you become key actors in the organizations that you choose to work for and the organizations you choose to be part of, and that you're part of a group of young people leaving the university confident, connected, international in their outlook, problem solvers, people who want to engage with technology, make things better, brave pioneers taking things forward in the world. And we hope that you have fulfilling lives and careers through that. And that's our aim, is to give you a platform for that success long term.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ben. We're going to end now, guys, so we can jump over to Instagram. So we'd love to see you all there for the live campus tour. And we'll thank everyone today. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Ben, for sharing your information. Thank you, our current students. We'd love to see you. Love to hopefully watch your future success and your graduation for your degrees. So yeah, thank you, everyone. And we'll see you on Instagram right now. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.